Join Joe, John, and Jim as they discuss the biggest stories in the world of sports.
You put them all together, it makes a nice package, right?
Get ready
for passionate and intelligent conversation about the biggest issues and personalities in sports.
It's unscripted.
Somehow got mono. God knows who he was making out with.
Some people call him dirty. I like to call him creative.
It's unfiltered.
I'm going to need another beer soon.
And I said, well, hold, you're making my point, right?
My thoughts are I'm going to call my therapist after the show is what I'm going to do.
All right. Good afternoon, Bean Apple fans. Thank you for joining us. John and Jim here. We're going to break down Week 13 preview and predictions for the Patriots, the Jets, and the Giants. Go over some of the news that's going on, some of the things we want to talk about, take your questions, and as always, give each other huge piles of shit for how bad our teams are. So without further ado, please hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, set it to all, get all of our notifications. Don't miss out on any of the shows. And as always, please, please, please get your comments, your thoughts in. Let us know what you're thinking on each game, good, bad, or ugly. It's all fun. So with that, how you guys doing? You ready to do this?
I'm good. How about you? I'm good.
I'm doing good. Doing good. It's a slightly cloudy day. Winter time is here. Football is the only thing that kind of keeps you going through these times, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Sun's going down super early. It's just like, God, just waiting for Thursday and Sunday and Monday and Wednesday and Tuesday
and
whatever game, whatever day you move it.
Whatever day. That game. Did you watch? Did you guys get to see that Steelers game?
I came insane? Home and watched it about an hour in, and I wonder if. It was weird to watch on a Wednesday at 4 o'clock, 4:20. So it had to be weird for the players. You know what I mean? So it just had to not be their normal sync. It had to not be kind of the normal rhythm. You can kind of tell players just didn't look right. The game didn't look right in a way. Everybody says Baltimore had 9 starters out and Pittsburgh only won by a few. But, I mean, it was just a really weird situation. The game got put off for from Thanksgiving to the following Wednesday. So right. 6 days.
Yeah, I think they said it was like 139 hours after original kickoff or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was just terrible. It really was.
Crazy. That was insane watching football at lunchtime out on the West Coast on a Wednesday.
Right.
You're like,
on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, that was interesting and kind of sucks for no Lamar. I would have liked to see Lamar going up against Big Ben and kind of getting things right. It should have been a much easier win for the Steelers, I think, than it was. But what are you going to do?
Play down to your opponent.
Yeah, but that quarterback, what was his name? The guy that came in for the Ravens at the very end, that threw that bomb down the field. Like he looked pretty good. He got it going. I don't know if the Steelers were just done at that point, but RG3 looked terrible, but he looked pretty decent. So we'll see. Yeah. But all right, so let's break into. We'll start off with the Patriots. I know, John, you got some limited time with us today, so definitely want to get your thoughts on what's to come against the high-powered Los Angeles Chargers with Justin Herbert there under center. Mm-hmm. What do you think you're going to do? You're going to be able to contain that, or what?
So yes. Come on, Jim, say it. There's no way. Just say there's no way they're going to be able to beat the Chargers.
I'll say I'm taking the Pats just to make it more difficult for you.
Well, so let's look at it this way. You got a rookie quarterback. He's playing really well. Potentially rookie of the year. I mean, with the numbers that he has. Oh, yeah. Potential rookie of the year. Mm-hmm. But a couple things will not happen on Sunday. The Chargers will not get their 4th win. They will not get their 4th win on Sunday. And a rookie quarterback will not beat Belichick. So that kind of goes together. You can say you're taking the Chargers, Giants zone. Look who they beat this year. They beat Cincinnati. They beat Jacksonville and the Jets. A combined 37 or whatever the hell they are. So they got 3 wins between those teams, and you want to take the Chargers against New England, who just beat Arizona. I'll tell you what. Call me. Text me. We'll throw some dollars down on this one, buddy. Because I'll tell you what. I'm the house right now, and the house is going to take your money, Giants. Wow. The house is going to take your money, my friend.
That's some confidence right there.
I'm telling you.
Have you guys been drinking the same out of the same Kool-Aid bowl?
Hey, I just can't see Belichick losing to a rookie quarterback. It just doesn't happen. Yes, they're going to LA, so yes, it's the time zone, but they're still playing at 1:00. Their bodies are still playing at 1:00. It's a 4:25 game. So actually they're getting like 25 extra minutes. So they're going to be out there. They're going to be fine. And then they're going to go play the Rams the following week. So I'm predicting the Patriots to be 6-6. Look for the run game to be established again. You know, they're obviously going to have some good weather. It's going to be a whole lot warmer. It was warmer out there than it is back here, of course. Probably favorable conditions. It's LA in the winter, so it's probably 60s, 70s.
That's an oxymoron.
Yes,
really.
and
LA
dry.
in winter.
LA in winter. It just doesn't happen.
Right. It's like
I'm hoping to see something from Cam though. Cam needs to get on some sort of a roll this week. Going into the final 4 games of the Rams, Buffalo, Miami, the Jets. So crucial crunch. I mean, it's crunch time. If we can win out, hope, Jim. I'm hoping. All right.
I'm letting you talk. Go ahead.
But if we could win out, you're talking 10-6. Should be able to get them into the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. I mean, Buffalo lost, Rams lost, Miami lost.
That's probably pretty close. Yes,
that very well could happen too. I wouldn't doubt that because, like I said, I predicted them at 7-9. I would have never predicted them beating Arizona. That one I didn't predict. So, but I also didn't think they'd lose to Denver either earlier in the year. So,
so it equals out.
Yeah. So I see rather a higher scoring game. I think you're going to see both teams in the 30s. So if you want to take the over on this one. I'm sure it's probably 45-ish, somewhere around there. I say Patriots 33, Chargers 32. I'm doing like a Chris Berman pick.
Wow.
Where it's like a crazy kind of high scoring affair. And I think Cam airs it out a little bit. Our running game gets back on track. And but I think Justin Herbert will move we'll be able to move the ball. You know, so it's no doubt
47.5 over under.
Take the over, baby. That's going to be in like the 60s, man.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on that one. That's probably the only thing you're right on in this game is the score. But I had to look it up. So you're actually partially right on the not losing to rookies. So Bill Belichick in his career in Foxborough is 19-5 against rookie quarterbacks. But to cap, I should have worded this differently. He's 12-0 at home. The New England while the Patriots have played in Foxborough under Bill Belichick, they're 19-5, but at home they're 12-0. So they have lost 5 times. I don't know who it is without going into it, but they've lost 5 games, but never at home. And guess where you're playing? In LA. So
it's almost home. It's like right across. If you go straight across the country,
2,500
in a little south, you should be okay.
Yeah. So that was an interesting fact, but we'll see.
It's easier to cheat at home. That's what it is. Right? You can hide cameras and different. I haven't given you one of those in a while. Come on.
You haven't. That hurts. Cheating. It's called being creative, Jim. It's called being creative.
Yeah, that's what it was.
We've been over that one.
So I'm actually going to go the other way. I mean, I know I said it as a joke, but I don't think it's high scoring. I don't think it's high scoring either. I think it's under. I think it's going to be under. I think Donald. I mean, the first play of the game last week, they rushed Cam. He throws it straight up in the air into my boy Marcus Golden's hands, right, for the interception. Right away. Yeah, well, he was hit. But I mean, so he wasn't ready again now. So he throws the ball, he gets hit straight up in the air. I am not a fan of his. I don't believe in him. I don't, I know you call him Sir Cam Newton, but no, he's not in my book. He's not in the top half of the league for me. I think the Chargers win. I think the Chargers defense holds up, and I think Herbert puts up yards and scores points, and that kid's in every game he plays I think the Chargers win.
Yeah, I think so too. And like we were talking about going into this, the Patriots offense right now is tied for 20th overall. Their defense is tied for 16th. They're going into a Chargers, which I still don't know if Chargers actually have a home field advantage. I don't know about this new stadium. They didn't in San Diego, right? They were always the away team there as well. But overall, their offense is currently the third highest ranking offense and the 12th, surprisingly, ranked defense, which I wouldn't have guessed that at all.
With 3 wins. With 3 wins.
Yeah, to think that it doesn't make sense. Like it should not. With those numbers, third and second in passing, how did they only have 3 wins? It blows my mind. So
mental errors, which the Patriots won't make. So they'll win it on the special teams. They'll win it on the penalties. The offsides, the costly pass interference. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, because if you tell me those numbers only beat the Jets, Cincy, and Jags, what is it then?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's hard to figure out.
I mean, I didn't even realize those stats, and I'm glad I didn't look at them before I made my prediction.
Well, to also give you guys a little bit there, you're 5th in rushing overall. So, and Harris has been pretty solid week in and week out. He got robbed on 2 touchdowns by your boy James White there last week, which pissed me off.
Okay. I love James White.
I have him, and I could have used those 12 touchdown points there in fantasy, but that's the game. I get it, but yeah. So, man, this is a hard one, right? This is one of those ones that we talk about, and yes, the Patriots could very easily win this game, but it just doesn't seem like they should, right? Like everything I just said, statistically, they should. This should not even be a game. It really shouldn't, statistically. But I would not be surprised if Bill can rattle Herbert. He could get him off his game, make some mistakes. I think Austin Eckler is going to have a huge game. He had a big game last week. What was 10 catches? He had a really nice game last week. I think he was like 10 for 80, and then he had like 60 yards rushing. And that was his first game back. So I think he's going to develop that. He's developing that already. Looks like a pretty good blanket there with Justin Herbert. So I'm very interested to see what that's going to look like this week, because I think he's going to need him a lot in this game, because I know Bill's going to bring pressure, and that's going to be a very nice dump off. So if you're playing fantasy or DraftKings, Austin Eckler I think is going to be a huge play. In this one, he's going to probably have 12 catches for 100 plus yards and a touchdown, and that's before you even count his ground game into that. So, love that play. But yeah, I think it's going to be very high scoring, and kind of I'm just going to go with how Vegas has it, and right now they're saying it's an even spread, because I don't know who the hell's going to win this game.
Wow.
I really don't. I do. The Pats are going to play man-to-man, unlike Buffalo. That's why. I mean, that team can probably eat up a zone all day long. Pats will go man-to-man. You're going to have Gilmore on Allen, probably one of the safeties on Eckler coming out of the backfield, and then you have to worry about Hunter Henry. And then, of course, Mike Williams, of course. Williams. But
listen to yourself.
Right.
You've got this weapon, this weapon, this weapon, this weapon. Yep. I don't know how you contain it all.
It's just like last week. How did they only keep Hopkins from catching 5 balls? They put Gilmore on him. Hopkins is better than Allen. To me,
he is, but Allen also plays out of the slot a lot, and I don't know if Gilmore goes into the slot. He's more of an outside corner, so that's going to probably put him on Williams a lot. And if they start struggling, if it's me, I'm moving Keenan Allen into the slot to get him off Gilmore, put him on Mike Williams, and then let Keenan Allen eat in the middle of the field. Him and Eckler just eat up the middle of the field and go down, because I don't think your linebackers are anything special. So who's going to stop? Who's going to shut down the middle?
Well, that's where I think the safety will come in. That's where I think you'll have J.C. Jackson on Williams, Gilmore on Allen, maybe one of the McCourty brothers on Eckler, spying on Eckler, or a linebacker, or they just play a dime. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see a dime all game either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what you almost have to do to shut down that middle without having like the likes of Jamie Collins back there, where he could cover running backs out of the middle or not out of the middle, but out of the backfield or the tight end coming out. So, yeah, play the dime all game. And the Patriots have done that quite a bit this year.
Right. So, and you still got Bill Belichick there, and he still gets in people's heads. People try to get cute all the time, try and do this trickery or that trickery, or he's not going to see this kind, and then things just fall apart.
Right. So,
but Eckler, I was wrong, had 11 catches for 85 yards, 14 for 44 on the ground. So he already went to him 11 times, targeted him 16 times in that game.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So think about he's obviously they're best friends already. That's all I'm going to say.
So then that may be the guy that Bill shuts down and then makes Herbert go deep and putting a lot of pressure on him then. Maybe they'll go that route. Put a spy on Eckler and then just rush Herbert, put pressure on him and see if he can hit Williams down. I mean, Williams is a deep threat. So, I mean.
He can throw deep.
Oh, damn right he can. Damn right he can.
Yeah,
but at least you'll have some safety help there.
He just flicks it, and it's like 60 yards downfield. He looks
he looks great. He's not taking anything away. It's just
he looks really good.
He's not getting win 4 this week.
All right, so I'm going to say it's a coin toss. I want to say San Diego, but something inside of me is just saying the Patriots win this game. But my mind is saying Chargers, and my heart is saying Patriots. But they're too conflicted, so I just have to.
You're going to go for tie number 2 of the season? Is that what you're trying to do?
I think so.
Second tie of the year?
It's going to be a tie, yeah.
Second tie of the year.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. So let's since we got Giants zone here, why don't we take a flight up to Seattle and break down your game there?
Yep. So you hanging on there, John, or?
So I'm just going to throw in my 2 cents real quick. Yep. High scoring game, I think, in Seattle as well. I actually think Danny Dimes plays well.
You think he's playing? No. You think he's playing?
No.
He practiced. He practiced today.
He did practice today. So who knows? Mm-hmm. If not, who's going? Who's going to play?
Colt McCoy.
Colt the gunslinger McCoy. Colt 45. Either way, I think it's a pretty high-scoring game. Seattle's defense is terrible. Giants is playing a little bit better, but you are playing in Seattle, so it is that traveling time just like New England has. Mm-hmm. But I'm going with Seattle this week. And I know the Jets are playing, Texas Christian Community College for the Blind.
Also known as the Raiders. Oh, because the eye patch. I'm
going to take Texas Christian Community College for the Blind over the Jets. And whatever the over is, I'm taking the over just on that community college team.
Very good.
Oh God, I hate you guys.
But I will say I think the Giants and Seattle game will be a fun game to watch. But I'm still going to give it to Seattle because it is up there. They do have to travel, and I mean DK Metcalf, boy, what a freaking beast that guy is. But it'll be fun to watch. It'll be a fun game to watch.
Yep. So he's the the highest statistical rookie wide receiver so far. I mean, he's got better
just
stats.
Amazing.
Better stats than Megatron, Terrell Owens.
Yep.
Everybody that's come out that's supposedly a beast. DeAndre Hopkins. Everybody. He's got better stats, and it's crazy. The teams that passed on him, how he made it that far, I can't understand. But John, before you go, this is a very interesting thing I just saw when you said take the over. The Jets over under is 47, a half a point lower than the Patriots Chargers game.
What?
What does Vegas know?
48 to nothing. That's what Vegas knows.
I can't understand that. Anyway, I thought that was really interesting.
That's funny. But take the over anyways. Take the over.
Yeah, it didn't work last week, but the Raiders are going to be pissed. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Yep. So,
but I got to run. Thanks, guys. We'll see you. Let me know when we're on again.
Yep. All right, man. Take it easy.
Yep. Bye.
All right.
So Giants,
G-Men, 4-7.
In my neck of the woods.
The 8-3 hometown Seahawks for you, right?
Yeah.
So 7.5 point favorites. And I don't think Jones is playing. I mean, he's been on the sideline most of the time. There you go. Bradbury going to shut DK down. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. That kid's a beast. He is the one I got to worry about. To me, I don't know if you saw the Eagle game, right? So 31-21. All right, I'll sign up for that. Did you see the Eagle game? I mean, Russell Wilson. I was talking about it a couple weeks ago how there's teams that I don't think are as good as we thought they were, right? The Ravens were one, Cardinals were another, and Seattle, right? All three teams, Seattle was a house of fire. What, they started 5-0, I think, right? They were beating everybody. It was high scoring, 45 points a game. Now, all of a sudden, that's not the case, right? So they struggled to beat Philly. And when I say struggled, I mean they were in the backfield. They couldn't keep the defensive line off Wilson. He was running for his life. He was running. He was getting sacked. He was getting run out of bounds. They were doing screen passes, run out of. I was really surprised at how kind of inept they looked. And the Eagles, what have the Eagles really done this year? Not much of anything. But yet they were holding Wilson in check, and the game got away. There was a chance that Seattle could have lost that game. At the end, they threw a garbage tip pass for a touchdown, right? Yeah. Carson Wentz, who also was on his back all game. I mean, it's funny because we joked about how likely he is to get hurt all the time, and all they were talking about, the announcers, is how durable he is. He gets hit and sacked more than anybody, and the guy somehow this year he's one of the last men standing, right? Yeah. I mean, in the East, Dak went down, Jones is hurt, and somehow Wentz gets sacked 18 times a game, and he's still on his feet. So
yeah, but every other year he's not. So
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
You never know, week in and week out. But I'm interested in one of the things that you said is Seattle's defense has looked much improved the last couple weeks, but again, they've played shit teams. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested to see what it's going to look like. And the bad thing is if their defense is that good and Daniel Jones does play and he's hobbled at all, what is that going to do for you? He gives you the best chance of winning because, I mean, Colt McCoy, you're not really hanging your playoff hopes on him, I don't think. So I'm curious to see if Seattle's defense is actually what it looks like the last couple weeks, or if that's just their competition being a lot softer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I really wanted to see Jones at full strength up against Seattle because that's how we can really gauge where we are, right? You want to play the best, you want to beat the best, and I was really looking forward to this week, thinking that I really did think we go out there with Jones and we're fully staffed. I mean, we lost Fackrell this week too, who I hated to see go down. He's on the IR. He's been playing great for us this year. And Slayton now has a shoulder injury. He's questionable. Shepard, his toe is acting up again, and he's got a shoulder. So there's a couple of guys now that are dinged up. Yeah. So we're not 100% going into Seattle, which is horrible. But like I said, when I watched the game against the Eagles, I wasn't blown away. I wasn't like, oh, my God, we can't beat them. I think a good game plan and keeping pressure on him and the line. I mean, Lawrence and Tomlinson and Leonard Williams getting a push up front and getting to him and hopefully keeping them off balance because I think that's what they're capable of doing. And then the defense. I mean, the safeties and Martinez in the middle and Bradbury and Logan Ryan and Jabril. I mean, they're a unit back there. I know it's going to be tough with DK and Lockett and, and now they got Chris Carson back, running back, right? So he plowed through the line for a touchdown against the Eagles, right?
Yep.
So, Russell has weapons. He has weapons to use on the ground and in the air. It's just a matter of not giving him time to find them, right? That's what we got to do. Because, DK is going to be running 50-yard sprints, right, to try and catch bombs. But we got to get in there to stop that, right? Hands up, in his face, knock him down early and often, and just keep the pressure on him.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to do. But then again, you saw Russell Wilson go through a terrible spell, a couple of weeks ago where he looked
turnovers
atrocious. So can Joe Judge come up with a game plan to kind of rattle or keep him uneasy in the pocket there, make some mistakes that you guys could capitalize on, either short fields or pick six, something of that nature. But man, if James Bradbury can shut down DK Metcalf, he could be the next Darrelle Revis in the league because nobody can do it. Nobody. Right. I would actually like to see Darrelle Revis in his prime going up against DK. I mean, I would like to see that matchup. I mean, he shut down the only person he couldn't stop was DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins owned Darrelle Revis. You look up those stats, owned him. But everybody else.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Against Revis? When?
Yeah, he played against Revis.
Wow, that doesn't seem like the math works, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought Revis was out already before Hopkins started.
No. Let's take a look here.
All right. Hey, I believe you, but
go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, McCoy, if McCoy is the starter, and really I have to believe that they may side on the side of caution, right? And just let McCoy play this week and give Jones another week to get better and be ready for Cleveland, to beat Cleveland and go up against Arizona and Dallas, right? I don't want him to rush back and have a setback where he's out for 4 weeks or something, or the rest of the season, right? So I know they're going to do what's best. It's not just about, you're right. You can't, not New York Giants on, can't risk injury. So, I mean, let McCoy start the game. And if we have to sacrifice this game and just hopefully put it on the shoulders of the defense to hold them down and maybe get some turnovers, which Russell's prone to doing, and defense scores some points for us. And then we get into the other games that we are, I'll say, more confident of victory with the Browns and with Dallas and with Arizona. I mean, it would be wonderful to beat Seattle in Seattle. And like I said, I really want to see Jones go out there and do it and see how we, use it as a measuring stick. Yeah. But it's going to be a challenge. I mean, they have a lot of weapons. The only thing we could do is try and force the turnovers and have defense play big. That's why I got my Strahan jersey on.
You're gonna need a lot of defense.
Hey, that's what it's going to be all about, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, but McCoy's been around 11 years too, right? 60% completion. He's got 11,000 yards or whatever. He's 29 and 27 TDs versus INTs. I mean, he's been around. He's been there. He came in and he looked terrible when he came in. He came in. He threw a couple of passes quick, and so I don't know how many reps he's had with the first team, all season, because he probably didn't have many. But obviously this week, I'm sure he's doing all of it because it looks like Jones is spending a week on the sidelines getting treatment. And like I said, I would just let McCoy start and let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean that's
no sense risking it.
Right, that's a smart move, but it's going to be interesting. So quickly, I looked it up. So just a quick example. So Hopkins was drafted in 2013. He's been in the league for a little while. And this was
I didn't think it was 7 years. Okay.
Yeah, and this is a 2015 article. He had a 5-catch, 118-yard, 2-touchdown day against Revis, and that's just
that was what Revis's last year, maybe.
15. So I mean, it was still Revis.
It was at the end of it, right? I mean, I'm talking about Revis in his prime versus how would he match up against DeAndre then?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like
prime
to see
versus prime, right?
I'd like to see it, but that's the only person I remember actually really beating Revis. You just didn't see it otherwise. Yep. So, that was interesting stuff. But this is Giants Zone. Oh, man.
I like this guy. I'm not going to be shocked. That's what I hope for every week. I hope for success, right? I hope for perfection. And I wouldn't be shocked. If we come out and we win this game, and I think if we win the game, I think it's going to be low scoring, right? It's going to be 17-13, 17-14, something like that in order to get a victory. It's not going to be a 41-38 win. We don't do that. I talked about it a couple weeks ago, right, against the Bengals. Yeah. And it was 19-17, right? 9-7. There you go. I like that. I'll take that too. I mean, the Giants do not light it up for whatever reason against the Bengals. We scored 19 points and held on with Jones going down. And even in that game, I said I wanted Jason to open up the playbook. And he did throw a screen to Golden Tate. And Golden Tate was ready to throw the ball. And I guess nobody was open. And he didn't. And then there were no more trick plays after that. I think if that would have been a bomb and a touchdown, I think it would have been wide open. Let's just try everything today. 9-7 on record. Well, hey, I'll take that too. I'll take a 9-7 score. A 9-7 record.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, Seahawks, Arizona, Browns, Ravens, Cowboys. I mean,
yeah.
If you win out, that's a feat for a team that has looked like shit in a division that's looked like shit. I mean, let's being completely honest, the Giants haven't blown anybody away. You barely squeak past the Bengals without their starting quarterback. So to go into Seattle against Arizona, against the Browns, at the Ravens, like can they win them? Yes, we've seen this year anything can happen, but to say you're going to win out, I don't know about that.
One game at a time. One game. Maybe the Seahawks will be looking past the Giants to the following week.
You know who they play the following week?
It's a big matchup back in Seattle. So in Seattle again against who? The 0-28 Jets.
Yeah, they're going to be looking past that one. Jamal Adams is going to want to sack Sam Darnold like every play.
Oh, my God. Why don't the starters just take 2 weeks off?
They should. That would be a good idea.
Just sit down and rest for it. Take the half. Play for it. Be like preseason. Do the first drive or two, then go have a seat.
Yeah, then go sit down, have a Gatorade, kind of stand by the heater.
Right. We'll let you know if we need you. Go in the clubhouse.
Right. Talk about where you're going to go for dinner that night, whatever it is. But I don't know about the Giants doing all that. We'll see. Yep. I think so what's your prediction?
So wow, really? So they're 7.5 point dogs.
They're 10-point dogs right now.
10 now? It went
10.
up?
It's a 10.
Oh, so then there's no way Jones is playing. It was 7.5 when I looked earlier. It went up 2.5 points in an hour.
It's I'm looking at it right now on ESPN. It's showing a negative or a 10-point spread right now for them. So over under of 47, same as the Jets.
Come on!
It's awesome.
There's no way that's over. I don't see that being over.
I
think that's going to be a low-scoring game.
And their matchup predictor has
13%.
The Giants with a 13% margin of victory. So you guys, man, I'd love to see the two of you in a club, just all peacocked out, like greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yes,
man.
Yes. No, I mean you got to. Yeah, Ingram will have another big game. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, it's got to be Ingram. It's got to be Golden Tate going back to Seattle, trying to light it up. Lewis out of the backfield. Goldman running the ball, and that's what we got to. We got to try and just move the sticks, get first downs, control the clock, get some turnovers. It's possible. It is possible.
Anything's possible this year.
Anything's possible. So I got to take the Giants. I'll take the Giants. I'm taking the Giants. I always do. Why would I not take them?
What do you give me for a score?
What am I giving you for a score? I think it's going to be low scoring.
Okay.
So the key is them holding Seattle down. McCoy running for touchdowns. Can McCoy run? I don't know if he's got wheels or not. I don't think so.
Probably not anymore.
He's 6'1", but he looks small. Yeah. He looks like a small, short guy back there. I'm gonna say, how about 21-17?
21-17.
21-17. Mark it down. We got a pen on you?
Yeah, it's recording. So I'll go bold again. And as much as I hate this because I want Seattle to lose every week, I'm going to take Seattle, but I'm going to say it's 32-10 Seattle.
Ooh.
So
32-10.
32-10. I think Seattle at home will just be too much for Colt McCoy, and he won't be able to keep up. So
we'll see.
Yep. We'll see. So with that, let's dive over to the best New York team, the most exciting New York team, as the streak for Trevor Lawrence continues unabated, like the defense to our quarterback. It is disgusting, but I was talking to you guys a little bit about it in the previous show. So there's some interesting things that came upon this week. So Sam Darnold has gone 4 games now without throwing a touchdown pass. 4 games. So he is 8 passes away from being the longest streak since 2015.
Without a touchdown.
And 2013. You know who he'll tie?
Another Jet, probably.
Geno Smith.
Hey, Geno Smith, where's he now? He's up in Seattle.
Is he in Seattle?
He's the backup to Russell.
Oh,
That's who's going to play against the Giants, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think he is. I think I saw him on the sideline against the Eagles.
He might be. I thought he was in San Diego or in the Chargers for some reason, but yeah, he's probably up there in Seattle. And then here's another interesting fact. In 27 games as the Jets head coach, Adam Gase's offense has been held to fewer than 20 points in 18 of the 27 games. Sunday was the 6th time this season the Jets have lost by 15 points or more, and the 12th time in Adam Gase's 27 games with the Jets. Like that, this, to give credit where it's due, came from I think the New York Post wrote it up, so that I'm not plagiarizing anybody. But yeah, that is crazy to think about. 27
games. 3 points on their first drive, right? What is it? 3 minutes into the game, 3-0 Jets, and then they can't score anymore.
Right.
You could score by accident.
Right.
And
you
they can't even do that.
Oh, it was insane. But those numbers are just how can you – I don't get it. But and then the other thing that I really wanted to get on was Adam Gase came out on Monday and kind of put a little credence to what he was saying with the play calling thing that we talked about last week, where it's he's not calling the plays, he's calling some of the plays, he's only calling 2-minute drills, all this crap. So he came out and said, I'm going to say this probably twice so you could really hear it. We don't want the other team to have a competitive advantage by knowing who's calling the plays. So let that sink in. He does not want the other team to have a competitive advantage by knowing who is calling in the plays. How many teams in the NFL have multiple offensive coordinators? 0. The answer is 0. What advantage are they going to get? I'll tell you what it is, right? Because you're wondering, why would they do that? It's because if you know Adam Gase is calling the plays in, Frank Gore is running the ball. So you just stack the box and you get that over with and you get the ball back. So if somebody else is calling it, it could be a pass, it could be a sweep, it could be a screen, it could be all sorts of things. And then the defense has to play. But if they know it's just Adam Gase, it's going to be run up the middle, incomplete pass. Or 2-yard completion, 4th and 8, punt. So that's kind of what it is. So it makes sense when you think about it in his own mind. As a normal human being, you're like, that makes no sense. Why would they care who's calling a play? But then when you put the pieces together, it's because he doesn't know how to call an offense. So it does put the Jets at a competitive disadvantage when a team knows that he's the one calling the plays because they know what's coming because he's an idiot. And after
what is he good at? What is he good at?
I don't know. Nothing. He also came out today, and actually, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him for this. He actually took blame for the first time in almost 2 full seasons. He took blame for something, and it was his lack or his inability to have developed Sam Darnold over his tenure. He was brought in as the quarterback whisperer to develop Sam Darnold. And what did he do? Destroyed the kid's life. That's it. And I was watching I don't remember who it was. It was somebody online that brought up a great point. Like, Sam, it's almost over. Like you're almost out. 5 more games, you'll be on the trade block. You'll be in, Chicago, Indianapolis, somewhere else with a fresh start. And I wish you the best. I hate to see somebody's career go down this road, but you know what? He's never complained. He's never put the blame on anybody else. For a young kid drafted at 20 years old, he went into the most hostile place you could go into, most hostile city you could go into in New York, and he just took it on the chin. He took the hits from literally and figuratively, right, from the media. Everybody took it like a man, and you're going to be freed soon. So just
there's a good one right there.
Just hang in there. Adam Gase is good. Right. If that's actually what he's sniffing, I assume it's probably something.
Bleach? I don't know what it is.
It's probably a white powdery substance, but I don't know if it's sniffing salt. So with that, 0-11, couple more games to go, and Trevor Lawrence is in green and white. Here we go. Stay strong. Stay the course. it's coming to an end. So we got the Raiders this week. We're going out to LA into that, what is it, the Death Star, they call it out there. So it's going to be interesting. And I'm same as last week, I'm a little bit worried. The showing that the Raiders put on
that was pathetic.
Last week was really bad. Really, 6 points against Atlanta.
Yeah,
it's like, oh man, come on, guys. Like, so I'm hoping they're pissed. I'm hoping they're coming out with a nice big chip on the shoulder. Nobody, like we talked about, nobody wants to be the team that loses to a winless team this deep into the season. 0-4 is one thing. 0-11, you don't want to be the team that does that. So, so I think they're going to come out pissed. They've got a 70% predictor chance of winning.
Higher than the Giants. Wow.
70%. No, yeah, the Raiders have 70%.
Yeah, that's all right.
So yeah, they have a better chance of winning right now than.
How is it only 70? Oh, the Oakland. Yeah, the Raiders at home, only 70 to against a winless team.
Yeah, but they're 8.5-point favorites. So I don't know how you're a 70-point favorite when you're over a touchdown.
Did you see when they played the Saints earlier in the season? They were like on roller skates. They blew the Saints away. The Saints couldn't keep up with them at all.
But then Atlanta, they dropped. They played the Chiefs, outstanding.
Yeah,
they got Atlanta coming in, and they look like
go to sleep.
They look like the Jets. It's terrible. So, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be too much. There's some other stuff going on with Alex Lewis, our guard, that he was kept out of last week's game, and God knows the offensive line has been abysmal, but he was kept out of the game for disciplinary issues, which they won't evaluate or expand on what that actually is. So I don't know what it is, if he's going to play, what exactly is going on with that. So that could be another hit, but that's fine. Like, just sit out and we'll figure out how to get through this. But points per game, 26-13 for the Raiders, the Jets. I don't know how people see it this close. I don't even know if the Jets can score 2 touchdowns. I don't know if they have the capacity with Sam Darnold in there to score 2 touchdowns. I really don't. I don't know. It hasn't happened in the last 4 games. So I think you got to go back to that Buffalo game. Was the last one that Sam Darnold Broncos game. You have to go back to that, which was in week 3, I believe, when they actually looked competitive. Week 4, when they put up 28 points.
Too bad they couldn't play Denver last week in Denver with no quarterbacks. That would have been a game. Who would have won that game?
It would have been competitive.
Yeah, wide receiver against Darnold.
Yeah, he probably would have won. I don't know, but yeah. So they put up 17 in week 1 and 28 in week 4. Since then, Sam Darnold has not scored 2 touchdowns in a game. In 2 games out of the, I think, 8 now he's played, 2 games he scored 14 points. So I don't expect much from this game. No, I really don't.
It's Raiders all day.
Yeah, Atlanta's offense has more weapons. You got Matt Ryan, you've got Todd Gurley, you've got Calvin Ridley. You've got the weapons there that nobody else has. So the Jets don't have it. So I'm not overly concerned with it. I think going to them, it should be an Los Angeles Raiders victory. I think Derek Carr is going to be pissed. I don't think anybody knows what they're doing on the Jets side of the ball. It's just trying to get through this one. So I don't know. There's not too much to talk about. It's more the news that's going on with the Jets that's exciting to talk about than it is the actual game. So my prediction for this game, Raiders win probably, I'm going to say 33-10. I think we'll get a touchdown and a field goal, probably a garbage time, but 33-10 will be my prediction in this game, because Adam Gase does not lose a game by 8 points. He loses a game by 18 points, maybe 28 points, but not single digits. Adam Gase is not, Bill Belichick doesn't lose to rookie quarterbacks, and Adam Gase does not lose games by single digits. Everybody knows that. So if you're an underdog with Adam Gase as your coach, you're not going to lose by single digits. So that's my prediction for it. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the Raiders easier in the 30 points, in the 30-point range. And the Jets, 10, 12 points at the most, right? I mean, easily lose by 3 touchdowns, right? 21 points, no problem.
Yeah.
Right. I could see a 38-12, whatever. Yeah. There's no competition for the Raiders here. And the only thing that can happen is they look past them. And they're playing where? MetLife?
No, this is an away game.
They're playing out there, and then from there they got to go.
Oh no, Seattle? I'm sorry. It is a home game.
Yeah, I was going to say because they got Seattle the week after.
Yeah,
it can't be West Coast, but
so it's a home game. It's a early. It's a 1:00 game.
Oh, there you go.
That
Raiders can't play early.
That plays into my narrative of
yes.
That makes me nervous. Let me revise that. 28-10. 28-10.
Yes,
I think so. And then looking at the news that's just coming out as well, as they had a press conference with Dowell Loggins, the actual titled offensive coordinator. Man, I don't know how I get paid to do a job like that, not actually call play, but declined when he was asked point blank if he called the games last week. Declined to answer the question. The head coach has addressed this, and I am not going to elaborate on it. What is it with this? Like, just say no. I didn't call plays. Like, you're fired just as quick as Gase is.
That's right.
You're not saving your job. If anything, you're saving your face by saying this is not my fault. Like, I could still coach in this league. Somebody else take a chance on me after this year. But by saying I don't know, what are you just showing blind loyalty to, a guy on death row, basically? Like,
he's got a gag order.
He really does. He does. Hillary's just standing back there, just waiting. Like, come on, say something. Say something. I know how to make people disappear. So. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, it's going to be bad, but I think we'll wrap it up with that. So, best of luck to you. Hopefully, we'll see what happens with that Patriots game. I think that's going to be very, very exciting game. I don't think you stand a chance against Seattle, but I didn't think the Patriots had a chance against Arizona last week, and
that's right.
I was wrong. And I will happily say I was wrong if the Giants. I will be rooting for the Giants.
Yep.
I just wouldn't put money on it. So
I
am pulling for the Giants because I want Seattle to lose, but I don't think it's going to happen. And hopefully, when next time we meet, the Jets are 0-12, and we are 4 games away from the promised land.
Wow.
So I know.
Good luck.
I know. Thank you. So until next week when we do the recap, please stay safe. Try to avoid the COVID, duck, dodge, and weave your way through the crowds. And best of luck to your teams, whoever they may be. Please, again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, set it to all, get all of our notifications. And thank you for your interactions. Definitely appreciate it. So until next week, for Jim, previously for John, thank you, and we will see you guys